Exodus 31 to 33, God said he was the one who gifted people with the talent to make all the items for the tabernacle. He has gifted us as well for the purpose of using those gifts to bring glory to his name. God instructed the Israelites to observe the Sabbath as a day of rest, and this is a good principle for us as well. We may worship God on any day, and in fact should worship him in our fellowship with him every day. But the principle for resting is a good one. Ultimately, we rest in Jesus Christ, and he is our Sabbath. We can rest in Christ 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. God gave the 2 stone tablets to Moses here. The people got impatient, waiting for Moses to return. They were weary of a God without a face and convinced Aaron to fashion a golden calf. They were unhappy with how God was being God and created their own image of God. We see people doing this in our society today, fashioning their own God, a God that approves of their sinful, selfish ways, a God who does not hold them accountable for how they live, a God who doesn't care if they do things their own way. This God doesn't really exist. This God is an expression of the world, the devil, and the flesh. Are we submitted to the real God and his way of doing things? This leader gave into the whims of the people rather than remaining obedient to God. Some think sexual frenzy accompanied their celebration, which may have been influenced by their experience in Egypt. God was ready to destroy them, but Moses, a type of Christ, interceded on their behalf, and God relented. When Moses arrived and saw this for himself, he threw the tablets down, breaking them. The law had been broken. The sons of Levi gathered together with Moses, and about 3,000 men fell that day. Those who persisted, maybe? God told Moses he would not go with the obstinate people as they continued to the promised land for fear he might destroy them. Moses, who had spent intimate time with the Lord, said he wasn't going anywhere without him. This is a wonderful picture of what is really important. It's not about where we're going, what we are accomplishing, or what our agenda is. It's about the relationship and fellowship with God, with Christ. Regardless of what's on the schedule for us today, the best thing about it is that we are going to be in intimate fellowship with Christ as we go. Matthew 22, 1 through 22, Jesus told the parable of the wedding feast. The king represents God who invites all to the feast, but they are not interested. They have more important things to do. Is this you? The king's servants went out and invited both evil and good, even the Gentiles, and the wedding hall was filled. One showed up without wedding clothes on. It's interesting that the man, when confronted, was speechless. We can't attend the wedding feast without being clothed in Christ. If we are not clothed in Christ, there will be absolutely nothing to say. He was assigned by the king to outer darkness, where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth, eternal torment without God. This is Jesus saying this and warning us. The religious leaders tried to trick Jesus, asking him if they should pay taxes. Jesus said, we should render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. There are 2 spheres of authority here, and we have an obligation to both in proper measure. God's ideal is that government operate in a way that serves, protects, and does what is good for the people. If the government does not do this, and we are experiencing this in our society right now, we as believers follow and stay loyal to God, not the government.